So far, the inflation data we've received is giving the Fed the green light to cut interest rates next week. It's Wednesday, September the 10th, and this is Markets with Megan. If you like this podcast, please subscribe, hit that alarm bell. You can share it with friends, family, or colleagues. And as always, we're here to break down that economic data that we receive and what it's doing to the markets. What we received this morning was the August data on the producer price index. So what are producers paying for their goods? And we saw that the headline number actually declined 0.1%. The expectation was for it to increase by 0.3%. So very welcome news on the inflation front. When you look at the details within that, the big declines were seen in not only food, but energy was the big culprit there. We saw a pretty big decline in energy. Where there was still some, I guess you could say, stubbornness was in the service side, and we know that. That's what the Fed considers the sticky inflation. But overall, a lot of this data came in weaker than expected, meaning that this can open the door for the Fed to cut those interest rates next week. Now, the one area that is not being talked about that still keeps us in the back of our head concerned that we can't shut the door on inflation and say it's completely behind us is when you exclude all of those volatile items. So excluding food, excluding energy and trade, you saw that on a month-over-month basis rise 0.3%. That was the expectation for it to rise 0.3%, and it is better than last month's 0.6% increase. But when you translate that into the year-over-year basis, producer prices are rising 2.8% year over year, slightly higher than last month's 2.7 and the highest that we've seen since March of this year. So this volatility around tariffs, so far it's showing that it's not necessarily filtering into inflation, but it's been back and forth and up and down. We're not going to take 1 month as a complete trend, but we are going to take this as welcome news that the Fed will be able to cut interest rates at their meeting next week. Now, we'll be back tomorrow because this will be followed by that sister report on the consumer price index. And this will be the last inflation report that the Fed's really going to look at before they make the decision on interest rate cuts for next week. That's all we have today. If you want a further history of our podcast, you can go to marketswithmegan.fm. Thank you.